Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast. Happy Friday. And it is Friday. We're ringing in Friday with a first-time co-host, Hannah Berner. Hello, Hannah Berner.
It is such an honor and a privilege. I've manifested this and we've made it happen. Oh my God.
Well, it's Friday and we do a little thing here on Friday that hopefully you can join me. Okay, ready? I think you'll know it when you hear it. Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Everybody's
looking forward to the weekend, Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday.
Here we are.
Thank you. That was stunning. Thank you so much for doing that. Welcome.
And now I'm awake.
Yes. First time co-host, guest, Hannah Berner. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I've been that like outskirt friend where you're like so tight with Taylor Strecker, Darren Karp, and I'm friends with them. And I'm like, so how do I join like the friend group? And they're like, don't force it. They're like, don't force it. If you force it, she'll hate you. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit and manifest with my crystals.
Well, we do have to say how this was the second time trying to get you on the show.
Yes.
The first time you guys did like back out on us.
You know what? It was one of those
out of your control moments.
Out of control moments that I did cry about. Paige and I did get in a fight about. Paige and I were going to come on together.
Yeah.
And it was like a whatever.
It was like a thing.
A thing.
With the network. Yeah.
It's like a thing.
So thank you so much for being here. I know you're like super busy, but I know that you are a pop culture girly and I'm excited to just sit down, talk, chat, fellow female comedian to another. Like, you know, it's so hard out there for us.
It's just so hard in this male dominated industry that we're just taking over. I do have to say that I did put on these nails for you. However, I feel like I took women back like 10 years with these.
Okay, here's the thing. I love press-on nails. Like, one thing about me is that I'm a press-on nail girly.
She's
like,
a girly.
I don't have nails right now, and like I probably will tomorrow, and they will be press-on. But it's an art.
Because I just tried to poop before the show, and I couldn't wipe my own asshole.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I going to take down the patriarchy
without the ability to wipe your own asshole?
To use your fingers.
No, that's
we
true.
didn't think about this. I mean, could I stab a motherfucker? Absolutely.
Hell yes. But probably not, because those aren't really glued on very well. One fell off like right before you sat down. So if you tried to stab someone, like your nail would probably just fall off.
I was like, do you love? And she's like, get your fake nails off the floor.
It's okay. Our carpet here is like a cesspool of disaster. Now there's just one of your nails floating around in it. And it's very on brand. It's like, you know, it's just a part
Carpets are great because they just eat it up.
Soak it up. It's a part of toast history now.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. Also, I wanted to let you know that I have a common story with you and Teresa Giudice.
Oh.
Because I used to work for Betches as an interviewer.
Oh, I did know that.
Back in the day.
I know this story, like kind of, but go say it.
So yeah, I was confident because I'm half Italian, half Jewish. And I was like, I didn't watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I just was like, I know this woman's name. And I get up and I'm so cocky and confident. And I'm like, Teresa Giudice. And she goes, what'd you call me? That's not my name.
Yeah.
And I'm so embarrassed. We get over it.
I've seen that video, by the way, and it's one of the best things on the internet. Like, I highly recommend everyone go find it.
And I love that I like kept it in because I edited it and I was like, she deserves to tell the people the truth.
No, it's an honest moment.
Thank you. Fast forward.
Yeah.
I see Teresa on the street. She's like wearing a gown, doing something important. And we make eye contact. And I could tell she knows who I am. And I'm like, oh my God, Teresa loves me. And I'm like, hi. And she goes, girl with no job. And I'm like, I deserve that. We're one for one.
We're one for one.
And I went for it. Like, I just went with it because I'm not going to tell Teresa she's wrong.
Honestly, though, like the fact that Teresa knows girl with no job, like she's been on the podcast, but like she does a million things. She's like literally the busiest woman alive. The fact that she knows girl with no job, like I'm sorry that happened to you. But for me,
no, I
it's a
was
win.
like, yes, I do have a huge social following and a book and a husband, and I'm hilarious. Thank you. And I went with
have a
it.
husband.
Almost.
Can I ask you a question? Like, if there's one thing about me, I'm a press-on nail girly, but I'm also like a huge internet sleuth, like beyond. Like, I read everything. It's like just like I'm the worst type of person on the planet. And a couple weeks ago, like there was like a lot of theories that you were not engaged anymore. Did you know that?
Yes, 100%.
But then you were like posting your regular life and like you were still engaged.
Yeah, I was actually on a ski trip with Des, and my phone fell in the snow. Crying, screaming,
course,
like that's a typical.
Yes,
if you're not crying during your ski trip, did you even ski? So I went to the Verizon store and I'm like waiting to fix my phone, which you know is a nightmare.
Awful.
And then my phone's blowing up and people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Honestly, no, my phone is fucked." And they're like, "No, are you guys still together?" And I think it's because we haven't. I don't like post him a lot recently, especially after being on a reality show with him for a second. And I think people assume if you're not like always posting a relationship that you guys hate each other.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to normalize that, like, you don't have to prove that you love your person.
I couldn't agree more. Like, normalize keeping like important things in your life private.
Yeah, and I think also he's the kind of guy that doesn't really like promoting his relationship. Like, that was never his life. He's been single, like, he's 46.
Right.
He's exhausted. He's tired. He doesn't want to do photo shoots, and we respect that for him. And low-key, I kind of like being like, he's the least interesting thing about me.
I actually, I feel that for you. I do.
I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm trying to decenter men from our lives, which is hard because I'm engaged,
obsessed, yeah.
and we're obsessed with our men.
Yeah.
But I do think that was kind of the root of it, that people like went with it because they're like, she hasn't posted about him in 3 months.
Right. I know. And then I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen him on her Instagram. I'm like, oh no, like maybe they did break up.
And I recently did a TikTok about like that couple that posts 3 paragraphs. I'm like, the longer the caption, the shorter the relationship. I have to say, when you're posting on Instagram, think about the motive. Why are you posting? Why do you want to tell it? Also, if you're talking about ups and downs before you even got married, like, what are we doing?
I couldn't agree more.
And like, I'm not trying to fight with anyone. I'm just saying, instead of trying to get the world to think your relationship is awesome, work on trying to actually make your relationship awesome.
Yeah.
And then also, no relationship is the fairy tale that people are posting on Instagram. That's why when celebrities break up, everyone's like, I don't believe in love. And it's like, no, the love you were seeing was not what it actually was.
Right. No, and like people break up all the time. And it doesn't invalidate the love. Like,
breakups are empowering. We love a breakup moment.
So you're a bride.
Okay, I also did watch your Say Yes to the Dress.
No.
girl. No one's judging your reality TV moment.
Yeah,
no one is
true.
judging.
That's true. Sorry.
No one is judging.
Those in glass houses, bitch.
No one is judging. I just have to say, I loved your dress. I know it
thank
wasn't
you.
the one you chose because I'm a sleuth too.
Yeah, but because I tried to go back, I obviously wasn't gonna like pick a dress on camera. Like, that's just crazy to me. I can't explain it. Like,
yeah.
So I said yes, and I was like, let me come back for this dress, do alterations, like bring more people, see if I really like it. And when I came back, they're like, the dress is gone. I'm like, oh, okay, like it wasn't meant to be. I wasn't like that in love with it. And then I tried on a bunch of other dresses. I'm like, shit, I really needed that initial dress.
But the silhouette was right.
The silhouette was right. It was really beautiful. Overall, a negative experience. Would I do it again? No. Would I recommend to a friend who's getting married? No.
I do think, though, like, you had to.
Of course.
I love watching Say Yes to the Dress. When I saw you on it, I saw that, like, you were totally having fun with it. Your sisters were so cute on it. This is the thing with reality TV. It's context.
Yeah. Oof.
It's context.
Right.
And,
me and the girl whose house flooded in Louisiana. Like, how is that fair?
1,000%.
How is that fair?
But I do think that seeing you so excited, and also seeing you as a young, successful woman who also has this great career, that you're not like, what is he gonna let me spend for the dress? I liked that.
No, I'm like, bitch, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, it was empowering.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that up. I can't wait to bring up some of your embarrassing moments, if that's okay.
The second I said it, I was like, oh no, because in my head,
opening the door.
It was a fun experience for me.
No, and you know what? Like, at the time, I was so excited about it. Like, I loved Say Yes to the Dress. I haven't really watched a single episode since mine because I'm just like so scarred from the experience.
You're like, how dare you come on my show and
bring up trauma? You're literally bringing up my trauma.
The first time I went on Taylor Strucker's radio show, who gave me my first ever radio experience.
On Sirius?
On actually, no, her solo
Taylor
show,
Strucker
Taylor
show.
Strucker show. Subscribe, download, swipe up. She it was like a 3-hour show, so I came in like I was about to run a marathon.
Oh, I've done that before. Her 3-hour shows are so long.
I had a Gatorade, a banana, and a scone. And then at some point, the scone was really dry, and we were putting it to the face. She got so many messages after. They call it Scone-gate now, where they were like, never let that woman with the scone chewing be on your platform again.
By the way, first rule of audio broadcasting, no food in sight.
I've had like big time celebrities come and chewing gum, and I'm like, do I want to fight? Do I want to start this? It's just, I mean, kids are making millions of dollars doing ASMR. So I was like, Taylor, maybe I was ahead of the game.
Yeah, maybe.
But she had to have a sit down. She's like, I think you're funny and I think you have potential. But if you ever walk in my studio again with a dry scone, we're going to go and have a fight.
A scone is a choice. And you chose violence that day. You did.
So anyway, just shout out to Taylor.
I love Taylor Strucker. I love you for being here. Congrats on your wedding. Congrats on all your stand-up success. You're like never in New York now, right? You're constantly...
I'm doing this thing where I'm going to random cities and doing my stand-up, and we call it like testing different locations, and the girlies are everywhere.
The girlies are everywhere.
And I do think I've Giggly Squad with Paige. I think the Toasters and the Gigglers overlap a little.
For sure.
Paige and I joke that she's the Jackie and I'm the Claudia, and we're not trying to like say we are the Morning Toast because we would never.
No, because you're Gliggly Squad. You're like unique on your own.
But we do like the dichotomy.
100%.
Where the listeners can be like, I'm a Paige, yes, I'm a Hannah.
So you have Giggly Squad. You also have your own podcast. I think that. But now that I'm alone and Jackie's obviously, you know, nurturing a life.
Alone and scared.
Naked and afraid. I have been doing some alone podcasts, like especially on our Patreon. And I have like the most respect for people who host solo podcasts. Do you do like a lot of content on your own? And like when you do, how the fuck do you do it? Like who do you talk to?
Okay, so Burning in Hell started right before I began reality TV, where I was like, I want people to, if they like me, be able to get more of me, see my authentic voice, whatever. So I talk to people about their demons. It's a mental health comedy pod, Burning in Hell. You have to like butter people up, then break them down, then bring them back up.
That's what I'm doing to you right now.
Yes, I know. I'm sweating. And it's so much harder than me going with Paige for an hour and just shooting the shit. So you're going to have some guests that like are very famous, but you've no chemistry with. And you're like, I pulled teeth the whole time and I hate myself. And was I the awkward one? But I think it's going to make you stronger as a performer. It's just a lot more work.
It's so scary. Like now I see, like, I'm looking in the podcast store, people who host their own podcasts. I'm like, respect for every single one.
You know what's hard about it? You have to listen.
So I have been told, like, since I was a child, I was always like a very theatrical, loud, annoying, some would say, child. And people are always like, you're going to have your own talk show one day. And like for a while growing up, I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. Like, I want to have my own talk show. And I'll never forget like the realization I had. I'm like, well, a talk show is actually mostly listening to other people. Like you bring on guests, you bring on experts, you bring on panelists. I'm like, actually, no, like I want to be the person who goes on a talk show, not vice versa.
Yes. I will edit Giggly Squad sometimes and hear things Paige said and be like, never heard that in the moment.
First time. 100%.
Because we're just going at each other and it's so organic and so fun. But yeah, you have to listen, you have to take what they say and go deeper. And it's hard and I'm sorry for that. However, I think you have a way of bringing a side of people out.
Oh my God, thank you.
And I love that for you. I also, I'm not trying to brag, but during a very depressive episode.
Oh my God, you talking TikTok sounds and so do I. And this is going to be like the most annoying podcast episode of all time. Yeah.
I've like TikTok has fully gone to my head.
Me too. My whole stand-up bit is like literally me talking to.
I love TikTok so much.
What do you want me to do about that? Like that's all I do. It's so annoying.
I have a TikTok for us to make after, but anyway.
Yes.
During a particularly depressive episode, I read your entire book.
Oh wow, that must have been really dark time for you.
No, I just have to say, and I'm like literally licking your asshole right now, but
no, I love it. Keep
that
licking.
book was so vulnerable.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So insightful, and I giggled the whole time.
Thank you.
Because I was going through a really hard time in my career. So I was like, let's see someone who's actually, even though you're younger, has had the most incredible journey.
Yeah.
And like is aspirational to me.
Thank you so much.
Everyone needs to read the book. I love
girlwithnojob.com/book.
Yeah, you really. And when I say I don't read, like I can't even get through a long Instagram caption.
Oh, by the way, me neither. But that's I think just us
and I can
normal.
barely read. So the fact that I got through it is truly incredible.
Thank you.
How long did it take you to write?
A while, like from January. No, actually, like 7 months. Not as long as I thought.
Yeah.
You don't have that much time. Like you have a deadline. They're like, girl, where's the chapters? Where are the pages?
It reminds me of Vanderpump when Stassi's just like sitting there like,
yes. But you know what I wanted to say is that I actually think what you've done is really interesting. And I think it was actually really smart. Like, I think a lot of people would have gotten on a show like Summer House and like thought like, you know, they're made in the shade. I'll have money for life. Yeah. Like I'm set. I don't have to work ever again. But I thought you did such a good job of like really branding yourself outside of the show, building other businesses, 2 podcasts. That's so like when the time came when like you were done with the show, you still have so much going on. And I think that's like a mistake a lot of reality stars, it happens to them a lot. It's like you get so comfortable, you're making this money, and it's like you seemingly are just living your life and getting paid to live your life.
Yeah, in 15 minutes of fame, you feel like everyone's always going to care.
It's going to last forever.
Exactly. And I do think the girlies need to embrace, and I hate to sound like a finance TikTok right now, but like multiple sources of income.
Building generational wealth is what they always say. Yeah, no, you're right.
We love. And I think where I feel connected to you also is I kind of started as a meme page too, where I was writing, I was like Betches boot camp, I called it. Right. I was writing like 80 to 100. I always forget
you worked for Betches.
I know. That was my first start in entertainment. We worked in a WeWork, triggering.
I think I've actually been to that WeWork.
Yes. And I think I remember you coming to the office before, but I was just like one of the girls behind the computer. Tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was writing so many memes and so many tweets and writing funny videos for them, but then I realized how my voice was different than their voice, and I started writing my own tweets and like pitching it to meme accounts. I probably pitched you because I was annoying, but you have to be.
You
right?
have to be. Oh.
You have to be.
No, literally being thirsty is like the new thing.
And men are not thirsty.
No, they just network and it's like fine.
Men are networking. Men are being strategic with their synergy.
Strategic partners.
They call them financial analysts.
Right. No, they're just their sponsors.
So yeah, I got like a following of people who liked my tweets before Summer House, and I started my podcast. So Summer House to me was like this lucky opportunity that helped me get more of a platform, and was such a fun experience when I was single and drunk and 26.
Carefree.
And then now that I can really focus on my stand-up, which I don't think I would have had the confidence if I hadn't been on camera and like learned that I like to write and be in front of the camera.
No, I think it's great. Like I think this journey for you is really meant to be.
But that's why I liked reading your book, because there's so many journeys out there, like how to get into law school or how to become a reality TV star. That's very like, these are the ways you do it.
Right.
Where you are like chaotic energy, and that is where I feel you're my comfort. You know,
Thank you.
the chaos. Like that's how
there's comfort in the chaos.
Yes, and I think that people who do their like 5-year plans, it's super restricting. Like
can't be me.
You didn't even know TikTok would blow up a year ago.
Right.
How could you say I want to be
viral
on it?
Like you are so blown up on TikTok. Like I need advice because there's nothing in the world that I care more about than TikTok.
I will.
And there's nothing in the world that TikTok cares less about than me. And it's very, very upsetting. It's just, it ain't right, honestly.
Well, you're in my algorithm.
Yeah, because we follow each other.
Okay, so we're obsessed with each other. So I'm like, she's killing it. I'll tell you, girlies, right now, because anyone should do it. I'm posting 2 to 3 times a day right now.
I know, like there's one thing about me. I'm a press on naily girly. But I'm also like hands down the laziest bitch alive. Like it is amazing like that I've built a business, because you would die if you knew how lazy I was. Like, so posting 2 TikToks a day, I'm like, no.
No, but you have to think of it as like
a job. Like you have to work at it, of course.
Also, this is gonna sound horrible, but quantity over quality.
Okay, yeah, because
you cannot be a perfectionist with your TikTok videos at all.
Yeah.
And I also am gonna tell you this, and this is gonna make you want to do it. You're coming up with stand-up bits all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever you think of a premise, which is like a concept for an idea, say it to the camera and come up with a funny little surprise at the end and just post it. So these are like bad jokes
that didn't make the cut of the show.
Or it's the beginning, and then in a month, it's a beautiful joke you're doing on stage for thousands of people.
That's actually an interesting way
so
to look at it.
you use it as like throwing, it's like tweeting, like my tweets are crap.
It's like rehearsal.
Yes.
Okay, I see that.
And people just want like the funny idea that it's shareable.
Yeah.
And I see you as a TikTok princess.
So do I, but like TikTok doesn't see me at all.
You need to bully the shit out of TikTok.
No, I know.
And be like, I'm here, but you're doing it.
No, not me literally thinking I'm shadow banned. Like, because I'm like, I'm never going viral. I'm like, oh my God, TikTok is suppressing me. Like the algorithm.
Okay, I just saw the video. You have
censored.
to make this when you get home. Be
What?
like the girl who thinks she's shadow banned, even though her videos are just bad. And
Yeah.
have little cuts of being like, oh my God, they shadow banned me again.
That's literally me.
And I'm obsessed with that for you.
But it's true. I'm like, I'm laying in bed with Ben. I'm like, search me on TikTok. Do I come up?
Because also shadow
like, yeah.
ban means like you're low-key important, that you did something
Right,
so
controversial.
Fucked up.
Yes. Like you're being censored by the government.
Yeah. It's like they had to stop you. You were being so intense.
So that's just maybe like my grandiose, like the way I see myself is like more important than I am.
Mm-hmm. But also, let's be honest, you have conquered every single platform. This is the universe being like, let's give you a little challenge.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like, I'm not up for the challenge. I'm like so defeated. I'm like, people are always giving me tips. Like Remy Bader was on, and I'm like, give me tips, and she was giving me like really good shit.
Remy Bader was like, take clothes and shit on.
And I was just like, I was like hearing her, and I was like, no, like I'm not.
Well,
gonna do
Remy
that.
does like full, long, intensive, beautiful videos.
Right, and like she works so hard at it.
She works so hard, and we love that for her.
We do. We're so supportive. But like when it came to her advice, I'm like, I'm hearing you, but I'm not hearing.
But I'm
you.
also reckless with TikTok. Like I'll post 4 in a row at midnight.
Oh,
Like I'll be. People are like, that's not how you
don't have
do
like
it.
a strategy.
I have no strategy except keep pushing forward.
Keep trying. Just keep bothering people until they care.
Yeah. But I kind of like this identity for you, and maybe other girls will connect with the shadow band princess.
Yeah. Should I change my username?
I think you should.
Or maybe start a second account. Like, you know, all these famous people have like a verified account and then like a fake TikTok account.
You have a
I think
Finsta.
I'm going to be, what was it? The Shadow Banned Queen?
Yeah, the Shadow Banned Queen.
Yeah, I kind of love that. I like that girl on TikTok, the queen of getting banned.
Yes.
So I'm going to be the queen of getting shadow banned.
Yes.
I love that for me. Okay.
But you've never been shadow banned before.
Not once.
Not once.
Nary, not a moment.
No.
No,
Not even
I'm
close.
fully available to be followed.
I
Check
love
me
how
out.
Ben 4 times a day is like checking.
Yeah, no, and he's like, he wants to be there for me. He's like, no, babe, you're coming up. I'm like, but maybe it's because you follow me. Like, go make another account and then look up, see if I come up.
I've done that with my manager, I have to
course.
say. And I'm like, you follow me, you don't understand this, I'm part of your algorithm. And they're like,
Right.
bitch, you just put up a terrible video.
No, I know. It's like, your content is just horrible. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
So we figured it out.
Hannah is going to join me on today's episode doing the Fast Five, talking all things, you know, talking shit.
Yeah.
So I think we should just jump into it, because if we don't, like, we will never.
Yeah, we need the momentum.
Here are the Fast Five stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. And today's episode is brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is pushing further with so much new on the Peloton Bike and the Peloton Bike Plus. They've got new classes, new music, and new ways to keep your workouts fun and motivating. Got to keep things fresh. It's the best way to stay motivated and keep yourself from burning out and doing the same thing over and over. So they have new artist series music selection, so they're adding a ton of fun new artist series classes. You can work out to most of the single artists for the entire class, from your favorite hits to the deep cuts, pop, rock, hip-hop, EDM. There are over 100 artist series to choose from. Find your favorite music and turn your next workout into a concert. It's easier to stick with your goals when you keep your workouts interesting. Peloton has a workout for every day and every schedule. De-stress from a long day with 30 minutes of strength, 20 minutes of cardio, or do a 15-minute total body class before work. Stay motivated while having fun with bike, workouts, yoga, meditation, dance cardio, and more. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. That's onepeloton.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by Caraway. It's time to ditch the chemicals with Caraway Home's non-toxic cookware and bakeware collections, so you can make healthier cooking a piece of cake. Their non-toxic kitchenware are all designed for the modern home, and they feature a chemical-free ceramic coating, so food can be prepared with peace of mind that no hard-to-pronounce compound will leach into your healthy ingredients. So it's super non-toxic, really easy to cook. Their naturally slick surface means minimal oil or butter for slide-off-the-pan eggs and easy cleaning. Also, the colors are stunning. Every time they drop a new color, it's like Fashion Week. Highly recommend, really stunning. Visit carawayhome.com/toast to take advantage of this limited time offer for 10% off your next purchase. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com, CARAWAY, home.com/toast, or use code TOAST at checkout. Caraway, non-toxic cookware made modern. All right, Hannah, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I can't lie. I wish you came on a day where like the news was popping, but you know, we do the show every day and like not every day can be.
No,
you
we'll
know,
make it pop.
We'll make it pop. So here's some.
We'll make my pussy pop.
Yes. Let's pat the puss, okay? Here's a big nothing burger from Page 6. Rihanna plays coy when asked about her diamond, quote, engagement ring. So she's staying mum on the massive diamond ring she's been rocking on that finger this week. She said, "This old ring, you act like you've never seen it before." She joked to the paparazzi in LA on Tuesday when she was asked point blank if she's engaged to boyfriend A$AP Rocky. So she's wearing a Sloan solitaire ring from Bryony Raymond, and Rihanna has actually sported this ring a few times in the past, albeit on a different finger. So she said, "I feel like that's the type of mom I'm going to be." Psycho. Oh, okay. So let's talk about two things. First, it's like, do you think Rihanna's engaged?
I think pregnant Rihanna is back in the limelight so hard, and it's so funny to me because she was like, "I hate everyone," and then she got pregnant and she's like, "What do you guys want?"
Yeah,
I'll give you
like
everything.
literally belly for everyone.
Yeah,
Belly
and
for
then
days.
there's the celebrity thing where they're like, "I have so many diamonds, I forgot
Yeah.
if I'm engaged or not," and that's like aspirational in a way, but it's also like annoying.
It's not special. I actually feel bad for them, you know? Like, you have so many diamond rings that you don't even value one that was given to you, like, by someone you love so dearly. Like, how sad. I have sympathy for you. I'm an empath, so, like, I feel sadness for other people, you know? And that's how I feel when I see Rihanna, like, with all of her engagement rings, you know?
Yeah, diamonds are forever, as Rihanna says.
Yeah.
I also think it's cool.
I don't think it was Rihanna who said that.
Oh,
Originally.
that was Ralph Waldo Emerson.
No, it was, like, originally, like,
Marilyn Monroe.
like, someone, like, older, and then, like,
Yeah.
Rihanna made it her thing. But, yeah, no, I agree.
But, like, Riri made it fun. Diamonds, I think it's... Anyway, we don't do history.
No.
So she I feel like celebrities love having babies before they get married. It's almost like become chuggy to get married.
I could like the traditional.
Am I chuggy getting married?
No, like I feel like the way like Haley and Justin are doing it is like really chuggy. You know, like marriage and then like a couple years baby, like very Christian. Like I think like the way Gen Z perceives like cool things now, like they would find that chuggy.
Yeah, like even planning a wedding, so many times I've been like, this is so chuggy.
I have to tell you that like weddings are chuggy. Like, and even like the most tasteful, the most refined, chic, big budget look, like it's
chuggy, and it's
like
chuggy
tacky
to Gen Z's obviously because they can't get married. They're 14.
Right, they're just jealous. They're literally 14.
They're literally 14.
Yeah.
So it's not like in.
Right.
But I feel like Rihanna, she's having fun with it, but it's interesting to me because we're all just like, put out new music.
No, and she's like, nah, I think I'll have a baby.
I think I'll have a baby. I think
I'll start a lingerie line. I think I'll start a $1 billion makeup company. I think I'll have a boyfriend. I will not put out music.
Yeah, but she's putting out a new life, which obviously I support.
It's super important.
It's super beautiful.
Yeah, we believe in new life here at the Morning Toast.
We're pro new life.
We're pro life. No, I'm totally kidding.
Pro new life.
Pro new life. Like we've welcomed.
But then again, the baby is not asking to be put in this world. Which I feel like it's a little selfish of her.
That's a hot take. Extremely hot take.
I don't know.
Yeah, like if I had
in this climate?
If I had known that like I was gonna have to, deal with all this bullshit once I got out of the womb, I might have second guessed.
If I had known that I was gonna be shadow banned on TikTok every day of my life, would I want to be here?
Would I have accepted? I don't think Rihanna's engaged. I think she's just rich, which is just a common misconception in Hollywood. So funny. Like she's like Kylie's always like with these massive diamond rings, and it's like nope. Not engaged, just
it's
rich.
like one of my 6 stylists accidentally put it on the wrong hand.
Right, you only have so many fingers.
And I will fire her.
And you're not going to put it on your thumb. You know, so you really only have 8. Or your pinky, so you really only have 6.
Was Chloe's massive heart ring an engagement ring?
Unclear.
She's just rich.
But then what I think you'll enjoy, because we were just talking about Teresa, is earlier in the week, Rihanna was asking what kind of mom she would be, and she said she's going to be psycho like Teresa Giudice.
We don't love that word. We don't love the word psycho. However, I feel like Teresa's such a fucking good mom.
I think she is. Like, say what you want about Teresa, and I have plenty to say when it comes to Housewives. She's an amazing mom.
Teresa's an amazing mom. Yeah. Her daughters are killing it.
Her daughters are like, look at Gia.
Gia is incredible, but also Melania is my like queen.
And also like,
I want to grow up and become Melania.
Don't count out Gabriella. Because especially in last week's episode, like she will come for you, even if you're her mother.
Do you know why she's dangerous?
Why?
We would not understand this.
She's silent.
She listens.
Yeah, she's silent. Like Louis says, 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen.
And we've never experienced that before in our lives, so we wouldn't know. But
that was like a crazy thing for someone to say. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more. If my fucking husband, if Ben ever said that to me, like I'd be like, pack your things.
I'd be like, 1 mouth, bite your dick off.
I'd be like, 1 mouth, get the fuck out. Pack your things.
Ben is such a sweetheart.
The best.
You take for granted a man that is like down to do all the content with you, because the average man is like absolutely not.
No, can I tell you, actually, I really don't take it for granted. I'm like super grateful to Ben every time. But also Ben loves it. Like Ben loves being married to the content queen. Because like all these opportunities, like he podcasted with me yesterday and he's like really popular. People love him as a co-host. Personally, like I hate to put my marriage on display because people are like, we're like a bickering type.
Yes.
And people are always like, Claudia's so mean to him. I'm like, no, like have you ever been married? Like that's what it's like.
You're like, I don't want to pick sides, but he deserves it.
But he loves it. And he gets up yesterday. He was like, yesterday's episode, it was strong. Like it was a good one. And he gets up and he's like, I feel like I'm becoming a natural. I'm like, yes.
But I also think that when you're in the kind of job we are, you need a person who's supportive of it. Like I don't want to talk about other people, but like Paige and Craig, for example, I love this moment for her where she's with a guy who's fully supportive of her reality TV career, because I've been with her where like she's dating and it's hard.
Can I tell you like the bullets I would take for Paige and Craig as a couple? Like I literally like the two of them never crossed my mind as even potential suitors. And now that they're here, like I don't think I'm ever going to be the same, honestly. And by the way, I just want to put it out there, like not to put pressure on them as a couple, but if they ever break up, like seriously, I will riot. I will storm the Bastille.
We do not want to put pressure on them like that.
Or negative energy.
Or negative energy or any kind of anything, but the fun thing is I will call her to like talk shit, and he's in on it with her. Like he's popping in, he's telling me the drama, and I'm like, you love a guy who actually cares about the friend drama.
And if there's one thing about me, I'm a press-on nail girly, but I have been like a Craig Conover girly since day one. Like I've been here for Craig, like constantly. And Jackie really is responsible for that because she's been like a real Southern charm, like historian, and she like has always seen the value in Craig and how Craig always stood by Catherine and how the whole fucking cast was wrong about Catherine and they all took Thomas's side except Craig. So not only is Craig a precious gem of a man, Craig is a man who supports women, and like just the fact that these two found each other, like I really can't put into words the joy I feel. So I just, if you could
so with that said, when you're looking for a man, find someone who really does fit into your career, because your career is number one with him, right? So it's like, for example, the fact that does
also
does stand up, but he's 46, he's like lived his life, and he literally is like, go work, I was selfish when I was 30, is important, because you will get animosity towards him if he starts being like, oh, you gotta do the morning toast when we're supposed to cuddle. Absolutely not.
Oh my god, that's so lame. Also, like, you having a man that's much older than you, like, tell me about that.
We love a zaddy.
Yeah, like, is it just nice to be with someone who's like so wise, like has so many years of wisdom?
That's the thing. Do I hate that he's lived so much life without me? And do I like use it against him every day? Yes.
That would kill me, because like me and Ben met when we were literally like 7, and I'm like, well,
I know, you guys are so pure and cute.
Like, what were you doing before me? Like literally, like that kills
like,
me.
My mom was cutting up my PB&J. Like, what do you want me to say?
Like that kills me. So like if there was more time, like I would literally like kill someone.
So I've joked that I have my bachelorette party coming up. It's in Miami. We're very excited. And I'm like, Des, what are you going to do for your bachelor party?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, my whole life's been a bachelor party. And I'm like, ew. And then he goes, I'm just going to sit down and close my eyes and remember things. And I'm like, ooh, ew, that's hot, but ew. Yeah. But he's literally tired. He's exhausted. He's not chasing women on the street. He's on the verge of arthritis. Like, we love that for him. Like that. But he has like the swag of a guy who's lived a long life. And also,
there's a lot of security knowing like he physically cannot go chase women.
Exactly.
We love that for you.
He currently just got like a little hip operation. We love this for him.
No,
we love this for him. His lower back. I say, girls, if you want to find a zaddy, you go to Walgreens and you hang out in the Advil section. They're all over the place. Yeah. Just like snorting
Aspirin, Aleve.
But I also, to get a little deeper, I think that I had a really tough relationship when I was like 25, as everyone should. And then I got really kind of blocked off. And I loved going after these really hot men who I had no real emotional connection. Or even like, I would tell myself like, I don't respect them. Like, I would never take them seriously for a marriage. And you really have to respect how their mind works and respect the conversation. But it was fun for me to live a little like fucking models or like dumb football guys. And then that was me being closed off, because I knew that I didn't want to be vulnerable. Right. Because I didn't want to be hurt. Right. And then with Des, he called me out because we like started talking, and I like posted something with another guy, and he was like, by the way, if you want to play games, like that's cool. I just like, I'm too old for that. I couldn't agree more. And I literally, my tail went between my legs, and I never do this. Normally I'd be like, okay, go fuck yourself. Yeah. And I was like, I'm so sorry. That's not me. That's not who I want to be in this. Yeah. And from that moment on, he just kind of knew what he wants, and he's kind of like 3/4 baked. Like, he's learned from a lot of his exes, the basic stuff. Because we're working women. We don't have time to teach a man. No, we certainly don't. But I do somehow have found time to teach a man how to pick his clothes up off the fucking floor and put them in the motherfucking hamper. Like I mean, there's two kind of relationships, I think, where you literally grow together and you evolve into this beautiful tree or whatever metaphor you want to use, or two people who have kind of been independent and happen to enjoy each other. Right. So like, and I've recently come to this realization, because I was always like, yeah, I got married young, like everyone should do it. But honestly, the older I get, I realize like no one should get married young. Like, because when I think about like the gal who got married the gal who got engaged when she was 21, I'm like, I so don't know that girl. Like, we are so different. And it's very possible I could have turned into a person that Ben hated, or Ben could have grown up into a person that I fucking hated. And that's why divorce is okay. Right. It's totally okay. But that's why it's like, think it through. Think it through. Well, it's like trends. Yeah. Like he's trendy when you're 20, but is he chuggy by the time you're 29? Right. So there's just a lot to think about when it comes to your potential suitor, and I'm so happy that you found someone. And it does make me realize, thank you. It does make me realize that when you're a celebrity, it's almost like why are we rushing for like the paper and stuff? It's like let yourself,
especially when you have a lot of money.
Exactly. But I didn't want to let people know I was very single in quarantine with 4 cats, living with my parents in Shelter Island when I was 29.
You have 4 cats?
My mom does.
Oh, okay, because like.
But I do have one. Her name's Butter. But
you have a cat.
I have a cat.
And
are we done here? Should I leave?
So thank you so much. We'll finish the show without you.
I do say that cats have terrible PR.
No, cats are just terrible, period.
That's
mean to say in front, like you obviously love your cat, but like
You're like, your cat should be thrown out a window, but I love her.
I don't support animal abuse.
You have a King Charles.
Cavalier, yeah.
I love those dogs because I think they're like cats.
Girl, get a grip. Like...
No, like aesthetically, how they're like that size, and then you like pet them, and they're just like
Listen,
on your
Theo's
lap.
really important to me, and I would appreciate if you didn't just like slander his name literally right in front of my face.
Okay, I actually say this on stage sometimes, but like dogs have the puppy bowl, Marley and Me, Air Bud, like that's...
Yeah, cats got nothing.
Cats have the Cats movie that ruined lives.
Yeah, but you know what else you have that like kind of trumps everything? Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's like kind of the hardest part for me, honestly, about being a Swiftie, is knowing that like, honestly, if Taylor invited me over to her house and there were cats there, like I wouldn't go.
Okay,
I think about that. I'm like, it's not an if, it's like when I become friends with Taylor Swift, how are we going to get around the cats?
I feel like I'm a cat missionary and like we're going to have a riot right now, but if you've never had your own cat, you've never understood the relationship with it.
That's true.
And I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to force the cat on you. I want a King Charles, even though they think they're better than me.
They are. They're better than me too, by the way.
Like I see them down the street and they're like, ew.
No, literally Theo walks down the street. He's literally Anna Delvey. So basic. So poor. Not VIP. Like,
I'm embarrassed for you. But I'm obsessed with Theo. Also, do you get any competitiveness with your King Charles dogs in the family?
No. So like the thing is that Theo's the king, and like, you know, he was the first to ever do it, and Bruno and Magnolia are amazing, and I literally have so much love in my heart for them, but like no one's ever gonna be Theo.
Yeah,
he's the OG.
But I am gonna manifest like a private jet moment with my cat in a backpack as Taylor Swift did.
No, and you know what? That I 100% support.
But also, like, has anyone checked on the cat? Like, was the cat okay with that?
Yeah, by the way, those backpacks that like people throw their cats in are a little weird. I see them all the time.
Or like if you start walking your cat, I think leashes are hilarious, especially leashes on children.
On cats. No, and like, by the way, I'm not like a cat expert, but like maybe cats like they don't need oxygen. Like I don't understand those backpacks.
Cats are just evil beings that don't need air.
Right, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So we strayed far away from Rihanna being engaged.
I go, sure, we'll do the Fast Five without doing it.
But I think that the general consensus is no. She's not engaged.
She's not engaged, she's rich.
Okay, next story is about 2 of my literal favorite people in Hollywood. Keith Urban recalls the moment his wife, Nicole Kidman, staged an intervention after a boozy bender prior to his rehab stint in 2006. Allegedly, he said, I went off the rails. So Keith Urban is recalling this moment. He did, he has an extract from his book, written by someone else, but it's a book about Keith Urban. And it was published in the Daily Telegraph. So he checked himself into the Betty Ford Center, chic, in October 2006. And Keith told Rolling Stone that in 2016, he would have understood if Nicole chose to leave him that year because they had only gotten married that year. He said, I was very, very blessed to have Nicole call an intervention on me because the implosion, because it could have caused the implosion of my marriage. I don't know why I can't fucking talk today. Sorry. So he reflected... the Daily Mail writes like not in English. I'm sorry.
It's not the point.
It's just like so much words. The Voice Australia coach. Like why?
They're like trying to fill a word count.
Right. Also reflected on the intervention with Oprah Winfrey, admitting to the famed talk show host that he went off the rails and needed help and a new direction in his life. Nicole, who was in Rome for work at the time of his boozy bender, flew back to the States and rounded up his friends to stage an intervention. Have you ever had an intervention?
Is like just like crying with your family all the time an intervention?
No, it's like your family telling you everything that's wrong with you.
So
yes.
I also think this is so funny that Nicole was like off the rails. I was with Tom Cruise. This is adorable.
Right. No, and think about it. Like, how bad must Keith Urban have been for like, because Nicole, you're right, Nicole Kidman has seen some shit like Scientology. Her kids like shunned her because crazy.
Yes.
How bad was Keith Urban for her to have like really been concerned? Because that woman she's seen things.
Well, I do think it's hard when you want to be with a rock star who's like fun and cool, and it's a thin line with addiction because you will choose your addiction over your relationships. But I love that she fought for him.
Me too. I love these two.
And I feel like she's heroic in the way that she's like, I know I'm making millions of dollars in Rome for this movie, but like my man is like having
a moment,
making it about him,
going through some things. I like. Much like Paige and Craig, like the bullets I would take, they're like one of my top 5 celebrity couples. First of all, because I'm such a country music girly. I'm a press on Nelly girly, and I'm also a country music girly. And do you think I beat that joke like dead?
No,
okay.
Because I mean, it'll die, but it'll come back.
Okay. Because like, you stopped laughing, so like I didn't know if it was like not funny anymore. Like I love these two. I love country music. I love her work. Have you ever seen Stepford Wives?
Yes.
Such a good movie.
So good.
One of her underrated ones.
Yes, because she naturally kind of looks like a wax figure.
It was like the easiest role she's ever played. She didn't even do hair and makeup.
But I think we love them because they're like partnerships and
institutions, like Karen Huger would say.
And and he's a short king.
Yes, which we're gonna get to because apparently it's Short King Spring, and I need to get your take on that. He is a short king, by the way. Not only is he a short king, she's really tall.
She's really tall.
But she also was with Tom Cruise. Like, maybe she's got a thing for short guys.
They walk so Zendaya and Tom Holland could run.
Yeah.
Is it Zendaya or Zendaya?
I believe it's Zendaya.
Okay, I apologize to everyone for that moment.
You're right. Like, he is the short king of our generation. He's honestly like...
And he's Australian and sings country. Like,
yeah, no. Keith Urban is to me an anomaly. But there is like a weird country music scene in Australia and New Zealand. Like Kelsey Ballerini's husband, Morgan Evans, is an amazing country singer from Australia too.
The twist, she loves country. You didn't even go to like a Southern college or anything,
no,
did you?
I'm literally Jewish.
You're from Long Island.
Yeah, literally born and raised in New York and Long Island.
I did go to University of Wisconsin, and I was forced to go to what was it? It was like an old school country concert, but I really liked it. I do love Chicken Fried.
Zac Brown Band.
And yes.
Love that song. The twist, she's gorgeous. Did you watch that special?
Yes. Kat Cohen, we stan you.
It was one of the best specials I've seen in a while. So different. The singing, like I was mesmerized. First of all, her voice is incredible.
Yeah.
It's a new Netflix special. Her name is Catherine Cohen. I'd seen clips for it all over like Netflix and TikTok and Instagram. It was like unbelievable. I loved it.
And what's great about it is that this special was ready to go. She was going to film it and then quarantine hit. So these are jokes that like she's had and had to like keep them and get them excited. Aged well. And they aged great. And I do think stand-up can be so much more just spinning jokes, and her overall persona is so fun, so cool. Over the top, fabulous.
Psychotic. Like, I loved it.
You have to have her on.
No, I know. By the way, I literally just like was introduced to her.
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed. Please come on the show. Like, please.
Because, I mean, you guys are like kindred spirits. Like, not
the
like
twist,
we are.
We're gorgeous.
like I'm not trying to get jealous of Kat Cohen and your friendship, but like the fact that you both sing and you're both gorgeous.
No, I agree. Like, I was very much like feeling like this, like I was feeling inspired, honestly. Like, it was incredible. The original songs were so good.
Yes.
What are you running from? Like, so good. I loved it. I hope everyone watches it.
And loving attention.
Yeah. No.
She's just so self-aware while being not self-aware.
So honest, too.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, it was amazing. I highly recommend it if you're looking. Oh, also, Bridgerton is out on Netflix this weekend.
So we love Keith Urban.
We love Keith Urban and just, like, I didn't even know he was sober. It's crazy how I could be, like, his #1 fan, and I didn't even know that.
I do love a sober relationship because actually Des is sober.
Oh, really?
He's been sober since he's 19. Important thing that no one talked about, which was like kind of crucial to like our experience.
Yeah, on some house, of course, because it can be super toxic in that house if you're sober.
But he was so great. He hung out with everyone the whole time. We just went to bed like a little earlier.
That is so interesting.
So he's been sober since 19 because he realized like for his career, because comedy, it's so easy to just get plastered every night.
By the way, 100%. Like, when I first started doing comedy, I used to, like, take a shot before every show, and I'd be like, yeah, like, we're so crazy.
We're working.
And then, like, somebody, like, you know those, like, random, like, old school comedy clubs in, like, North Carolina?
Yep.
Like, those people have, like, seen shit.
Yes.
The manager there made this, like, really offhand remark. Like, I don't think they meant anything by it, but...
Did they give you an intervention?
No. Maybe. They were just like, yeah, that's how, everyone becomes alcoholics, drinking before the show. I'm like, oh my God, shit, you're right. If I'm doing 100 shows a year and I need to take a shot before every show and then maybe like one after, I'm like, that's 200 shots. And I immediately, I don't drink. When I go out afterwards, I will drink, but I do not drink before shows.
But then a lot of the time, you don't really want to go out afterwards because you're like, I'm exhausted. Sweaty.
The back of my neck, no.
Disgusting.
No one can see this.
You were so on. You're like, can we turn off for a second?
100%.
I don't drink on the road either, really. And people hate it because I'm like, I'm fun, I'm crazy.
I know.
And then they want to hang out with you
out.
after. And I'm not like, it's not that it's an act, but like, I just prefer, I'm much more witty sober too.
Of course.
Like when I'm drunk, I'm just like, look at my ass.
Yeah, no, I do like TikTok dances. Like, it's not funny.
It goes like, we're always teetering annoying. I go full annoying drunk.
Do you perform, have you performed drunk before?
I perform drunk sometimes, like, because during the week I'll have like 4 sets and over the course of 4 hours and you're just hanging with comics and you start drinking.
Yeah.
That's when I realize I have fun on stage, but other people not so much.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is hilarious. And they're like, no, it's not. You don't even finish the joke and you're like, that is my favorite joke. But I do think comics are either like party or completely sober.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right.
But we love a sober king because think of the lack of fighting because we're not drinking. Like,
think of the lack of bad breath. Like, think of a lack of a lot of things.
And then, like, do I hate that he pops up in the morning at 7 a.m. ready to go? Like, is that his biggest toxic trait?
Yes.
That causes fights? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is still the middle of the night for me.
Right.
But I'd rather that than us, like,
fighting
over drunk stuff.
So what's that like? I honestly, I don't know if I could imagine myself in a relationship with someone who's sober, just because drinking is like such a cornerstone, and that's a me problem. Like, spritsociety.com, that's like a cornerstone of my life, and that's probably a problem. But like, what's that like for you?
Well, I like that your relationship started young because it probably wasn't based on partying.
No, not at all.
And I think for those people, like, they joke like, do you like him or is he just tall? Do you like him or is he just like good at partying with you?
Right. And like, you're both just wasted and like you think it's fun.
Yeah. And then is the dopamine of like being out and like having, a Drake song come on and like you're kind of buzzed.
Song,
like that's not love.
Yeah.
And I do think that alcohol, sometimes people use it as an excuse. Like, oh, he's just mean because he's drunk. But it's like, that's also the truth coming out of things. And it just enables people to fight more. So me also, I'm more of an eater.
Girl, preach.
And he's really good at eating with me. Like, I'll look at him, he looks at me. We're doing
that's
sushi,
the foundation
we're doing Thai.
of a beautiful relationship.
Yes, and I do think that's our like naughty night.
I love that for you. Okay, wow, I'm learning so much. I had no idea about any of this.
We're having fun today.
Yes, we're having fun, and our fun is brought to you by Omaze. If you've ever dreamed of having the chance to win awesome prizes like doing karaoke with Charlize Theron, winning a Tesla, going to space, then you've got to check out Omaze, the new way to give back to charity and have fun doing it. Here's how Omaze works. You enter for the chance to win something amazing, and at the same time, you can donate to support great causes. It's a fun and easy way for nonprofits to raise money and for you to win big prizes like a multi-million-dollar house in Lake Tahoe. So go to omaze.com/toast, select the Lake Tahoe Dream House or whatever you want to win. The deadline to enter is April 14th, so hurry for your chance to win. If you miss the deadline, don't worry. Omaze has tons of other exciting prizes and experiences to choose from. Through your donations, Omaze has raised more than $150 million to support over 350 nonprofits around the world. Everyone deserves a chance to live their dreams, and with Omaze, extraordinary prizes are within reach. Hurry and enter today for your chance to win the Lake Tahoe Dream House or other life-changing prizes and experiences at omaze.com/toast. That's OMAZE.com/toast. Plus, you can receive an extra 20 entries when you enter code TOAST20. That's TOAST20. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Visit omaze.com/toast for official rules. All right, next up, some more wedding news. Robin Thicke's fiance, April Love Geary, says she won't sign a prenup. She went on Instagram Live, Instagram Q&A, and someone was like, does Robin want a prenup before marriage? Which is the type of question you ignore. But she did not. She said, I don't know, but I'm not signing one. She then explained, he's not marrying anyone else after me. How do you go from like the baddest bitch on the planet? Where do you go from there? Trash. Love that for her, by the way. And yes, she's not signing a prenup. I honestly feel like these two have been engaged for so long, and I kind of hate Robin Thicke.
Who doesn't?
He's like extremely good looking and wonderful, velvety, thick voice. Mm-hmm. But I just remember like the way he treated Paula Patton, like I will never forgive. And I'm just like, I can't really express how little I care about these two.
My like senses of like people who are trying too hard with their relationship is tingling so hard with that.
Radar is going
also
off.
like, who are you calling trash? Like, leave the
women alone.
The women alone. Like, leave the future person he's leaving you for.
Right.
Like, that's like even manifesting like she manifested wrong there.
Yeah.
Also, this man cheated on his ex.
Like, how can we not see what's going on? Like, maybe this is a love match, but that doesn't mean he won't cheat on you or that he won't, like, this is Hollywood.
Yeah. Also, no matter how comfortable you are in a relationship, I would never be like, he will never leave me. Well, I joke all the time. Like, we're getting married on Friday the 13th.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, if we're going to get divorced,
That's
it's
why.
not, well, I say it's not because of the 13th. Like, I'm doing it. I'm committing.
No,
but I will use that as an excuse if we do.
By the way, even the most perfect marriages, like, I could see Ben leaving me. Like, I'm the worst. Like,
no, I'm not out here being like, I know for sure that my relationship is going to work forever. We're all trying our best every day.
Of course.
And I do think she didn't call anyone trash, but I'm like, how dare you call that person trash?
No, like, she's like, who's he going to leave me for? Trash?
But also, like,
I love the confidence.
We love the confidence, but like, who is trash when he leaves you? He's trash.
Right.
If he cheats you on someone, let's get mad at him.
And like, you should be getting paid for your time.
I don't want to bring up this traumatic moment, but do you remember when he took a photo with that girl and the mirror was behind them and you saw him squeezing her ass?
No. What girl?
She was a fan. And it was while he was with Paula. So like, I just, whenever people say his name, I visualize that photo.
No, and Emrata like spoke about her experience on that music video set as being like extremely toxic. Like,
yeah.
I literally hate this man.
But you're right, they could be a love match because they're toxic in the right ways.
Both of them.
And maybe he's matching. Evolved because I'm all about people evolving.
Yeah, I don't think like when you're that set in your ways, like he's like a Cuba Gooding Jr. to me. Like, I don't think you're changing your ways at the ripe old age of 50 after grabbing women's asses for years and getting away with it.
What are you going to leave me for? Also, like, I hate the idea, even on TikTok, where people are like, she's like calling other girls trash that your guy's been with. I feel like the way you get confidence also in yourself as a girl is not being like, oh, there's a ranking system of like trash to amazing. It's more like who has the best compatibility with the other person.
But
who's
that's
right
actually
for
really
that person,
true.
You know?
That's a really mature.
Well, I think the point of your 20s for me was like dating the guys who like Disney taught me to be attracted to.
Right.
Like the narcissistic, charming, hot
Gaston
guys. Exactly. Be with Gaston. Realize it makes you absolutely miserable and find the person who's right for you, not right for society.
Even though I do have to say, just as it pertains to Gaston, we have a big theory here at the Morning Toast that Gaston was actually like a really nice guy. He was a war hero. He was extremely into Belle.
He's a war hero.
And the Beast, like, you know, kidnapped her. And like, kind of justice for Gaston. Like, all he did was really like want Belle. And maybe his methods were a little crazy, but like, haven't we all done crazy things for love?
I do also feel like they wanted a villain.
Right.
And like, he did like get drunk and sing really loudly sometimes.
Yeah, but so do I.
Exactly. And they wanted you to like root against him. But I do think in Beauty and the Beast, I could go on about Beauty and the Beast.
Me too.
Is that no one wanted to fuck the guy he turned into. He was a fratty lacrosse dweeb who we hated. The Beast at least was like 6'4" and pulled off capris.
And had a house. You know? He was a homeowner.
Had
a palace.
Had a library and reads. That's super hot.
Also, I do have to say, like, if we had to choose a villain of the film, it's obviously Belle's dad. He is the worst character. He's a moron. Like, you've made this trip back and forth to the farm or wherever he was going 1,000 times, and you get fucking lost. Like, get a map, bitch. Write down directions. He was like the village freak. And you know what? Like, he was the villain.
At least Gaston was good looking, like fun to look at.
No, at least Gaston, like, and Jackie once shared with me, like, somebody actually put together like this whole PowerPoint presentation of like why Gaston is the actual hero. And if you look at like the socioeconomic like timing of the film, it's like it's pre-revolutionary France. And actually, in a few years, like, there is this revolution, and people like the Beast, like, they're overthrown by people like Gaston. So in a few years' time, like, Gaston is in power.
Yes.
In this, you know,
so it would have been a long-term investment for her.
Exactly. High yielding. And
people will say the Beast is super controlling, and he is, but I do respect her for being like, I'm going to stay here and have gay utensils get me food the whole time and do the dishes because this is comfortable for me.
No, and it's like my napkins are going to dance their way onto my laps. And back at home, I have to deal with my crazy ass dad. So you know what? I kind of like it here, even though I live in a cell.
It does like go back. That movie just is your therapy session. Be like, let's stop blaming everyone. It's your dad.
Like, who who do you identify with in the film? Because personally, I'm a Lumiere. Like, no doubt. Like, I dazzle, I entertain. Like, I am a Lumiere.
Oh my God.
Who are you?
I feel like I'm the Beast.
Obviously. Yeah. Correct.
Has a man called me that before? Absolutely. But I do feel, like my biggest war is with myself. And I feel like the Beast, is just trying his best, but like has some mental issues.
Yeah, no, I agree. That does sound like you. Okay, so April Love Geary is not signing a prenup. We don't care. All right, according to the New York Post, actually according to TikTok, it's officially Short King Spring, and these fellas are soaring. After years of getting the short end of the stick, TikTok has declared that these little guys deserve a royal treatment. Short Kings is the new wave. Sorry to all y'all giraffes. One fellow celebrated on TikTok with a dance. It's being dubbed Short King Spring on social media. Single New Yorkers are looking for love, less than 5'8", and a group who have been notoriously short-sighted on dating apps are having their time because anyone taller than 5'11" no longer qualifies, one female with a tall order announced. But another one declared that she loves the shorties, and the TikTok tag #ShortKing has more than 330 million views, and some users are calling the increase in interest the Short King Spring. The trend is perhaps inspired by Tom Holland and Zendaya, whose height difference is 5'8", and she's 5'11", and it doesn't deter their romance, but it rather breaks the internet. So... speak.
I do think that it's more about energy than height.
Oh my God, you're like so LA.
That was the most LA shit I ever said. Because like, do I have jokes about short kings? Absolutely. Do I say that if we're on the Disney motive, Snow White, the fact that she was stuck with 7 short men was truly scary for her. But I do think I love a short man with like bigger energy.
They have to try harder for sure.
Because then there's short men who have like the Napoleon energy.
Oh, so toxic.
I don't want to get political, but Putin and
right.
I'm not trying to make this CNN, but no, Putin and
it's TNN, but same thing.
Yes, TNN. So I think that I love that we're like giving confidence to men about their physical bodies, but like it just seems like
what we're trying so hard
to make men feel comfortable about their bodies. I don't know, it just sits wrong with me.
But where's the energy for the female body positivity?
Where's the energy? And men, this is toxic, but I just don't think men need a campaign to feel comfortable in their own bodies in a world where like they've always been valued for the personality and everything else, and they just have to be rich. Like, shut up.
Okay, can I tell you why this story gives me like a pit in my stomach? Because
Yeah.
it reminds me of like the real first or maybe second time I ever got like in like trouble on the internet before obviously like the major downfall of 2018. In like 2016 when I was in college and I was like writing these blog posts, I was just like trying to find things to like write about that was like funny. And I just like had this thought one day how like it just sucks to be a short guy. So I wrote this like hella offensive blog post about how like as a guy, like if you're ugly but like you're rich or like really good at sports, like that just makes you hotter. But the one thing like you really can never get around is being short. Like it just fucking sucks. Like you're always gonna be the short guy, no matter how rich, no matter how smart, no matter how funny, no matter how athletic, you are the short king. And it was my blog back in the day was like not popular. Like I can't stress that enough. But somebody like found it and posted it on this subreddit, like it was called R Shorts, like Reddit for short people. And these short guys were just like lamenting about being short, and somebody posted a link to my blog post. And I was like coming back from class in college, and like I opened my computer and I was like checking my Google Analytics, and I had like 7,000 hits on my blog. I was like, holy shit.
Like, finally I'm not shadow banned.
I'm like, I've gone viral. And I started reading the comments, and I was literally getting death threats, like literal, like kill yourself. Like, and I was like, you could trace on Google Analytics like where the traffic is coming from, and it was like Reddit. I'm like, what is that? I never even heard of it. And I saw this.
Like,
thread.
is this for ugly men?
They literally like they tore me apart. So I can provide no further comment on short because of my trauma.
So can you continue?
So yeah,
I
you
am
finish.
notorious though for like. I know at Betches I was writing a ton of the like, do I like him or is he just tall?
Right.
I've come to the conclusion that just because he's tall does not mean he's a good person. Have I stayed, like the amount of inches a guy is above 6 feet is the amount of months I stay with him after discovering he's a trash bag.
Right.
So like the tallness has hurt me. I also have gone from dating like 6'10" guys to like a 5'7" dude.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
And how tall is Des?
Des is 6'3", and people don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, so actually, Ben is 6'1".
Ben is massive, and I remember telling him that when I met him. I go, sturdy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I do feel a little guilty because I'm 5'0".
Yep.
And I do feel like, you know, I am built, like, evolution-wise, like, I should have been matched up with one of the short kings who's like 5'7" or 5'8", because that's still, like, way taller than me.
Are you attracted to a 5'7" king?
I'm not attracted to anyone but my husband and my dog.
That was a test, and she passed it. But I can like put you in my pocket, like you're a literal keychain.
Tiny and frail.
I am taller. I also like in my head wanted like a Division I athlete child, so I didn't have to pay for college. But that was me just like planning
Dreaming
too
big.
hard. Des also in photos looks smaller than he is, and people were like comparing him to certain short kings that I will not say. And I was like, but he is 6'3", and that is a huge reason why I was attracted to that man in the beginning. I think attraction is important, and we could be attracted to tall men, short man, whatever.
Agreed.
But it's about being a kind, good person.
Yeah,
Let's work on that.
Yeah, I guess I think Keith Urban's really hot. So yeah, I'm attracted to short men.
There's some short men where you're like, he fucks good.
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like short men are like
They work
freaky.
harder?
Like, no, they're just like into freaky shit, you know?
Well, like sometimes their head is just like at my pussy, so they can just like
no.
go for it. No, but I also think some tall men have that like tall man privilege where they didn't have to try.
No, and they're like blah.
Yeah, like their personalities, like they never had to establish a personality because they'd always get attention. People laughed at their jokes when they weren't funny just because you're tall. So there is something to be said about short man that was like, I'm gonna learn how to make a woman orgasm. That I think some tall men miss that part
just so
of
they
their
can
life.
become competitive, like get in the game.
Yeah, so I do think there's pluses that we're not seeing here.
It's like that episode of 30 Rock where Liz Lemon starts to date like John Hamm's character, and it's like she's dating someone so much more like stunning than her, and she didn't realize like these beautiful people, like they live in a different universe where like you go to a restaurant, you just like get a table, you don't have to like wait at the bar for 45 minutes, and she's like loving like riding the coattails of like this privilege, and it's so true.
I've dated around the spectrum. Like I went from dating like a mascot in college to dating models because I thought it was like cool and it made me feel better about myself. Like, but
Are you
like,
referring to Luke as models?
sometimes?
Okay.
But like I dated
Because I've never seen a model in anything.
I dated a model where like he would say jokes to people that were so bad and stupid, like worse than dad jokes, and people would be like,
oh god.
and I'm like, this is why he is the way he is.
The bar is so low.
The bar is so low, and you do see that they're living in their own reality, and that's why I think super hot people end up with super hot people because they can like live that shit together.
Yeah.
Where like
That's what happened with me in bed.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys, that's why when you
live in
got
that,
shadow
like,
banned, you were
beautiful
like, this is crazy.
Yeah, we live in that beautiful people world where like shit like that just doesn't happen to us.
For sure. Like you go like this, and Uber's just
You're
come.
done.
You don't even use the app.
Yeah, no, I just do a little of this. Well, we have one more story, and I'm very excited to chat with you about it. And so is Legacy Box, because the fifth and final story is brought to you by Legacy Box, the simple, affordable, we've thought of everything solution for digitally preserving your past. Send in your Legacy Box filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and organized. So declutter by digitizing your aging videotapes. If you've just got like VHS, cassettes stacked up in storage units that you really want to be able to watch, share with your family, Legacy Box is the thing that you need. They make it so easy to digitize all of your old videos. They send you a kit that's super easy and safe. Each kit includes everything that you need to safely pack and send your recorded moments, including safety stickers. Legacy Box's team of 200 trained technicians process 19 different media types from VHS to Super 8 film by hand right here in the USA. They have been trusted in the industry in professionally digitizing families' memories for over a decade. Their exclusive barcoded online tracking system gets you up to 12 emailed updates along the way, so you always know what the process is. All of your VHS and cassettes are in safe hands with Legacy Box. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/toast to get an incredible 50% off. You guys are always DMing me like, what's the company that does? It's a great gift for anyone in your life. You could buy it now and use it later, but here it is. It's legacybox.com/toast. Buy today and take advantage of the exclusive offer and send it in when you're ready. Legacybox.com/toast to save 50% off while supplies last. All right, our final story is a little tech news because we're just like two tech influencer girlies. Instagram's new chronological mode is exactly what a feed should be, according to The Verge. So they announced on Wednesday that they're adding 2 new modes that change how the main feed works, bringing back the much-awaited reverse chronological view. The company calls the 2 new modes the following modes and the favorite modes, and say that they're designed to give you more choice and control over what you see while using the app. And that is let you avoid things like suggested post and algorithm sorting. So the description for the following feed is truly something to behold. They say, see the latest posts from accounts that you follow in the order that they were posted. And then you could also have favorites where you choose like your favorite creators and you only see that feed. I'm not crazy about having 2 different ways. Like, just choose.
Yeah, like, because don't make us use our brain any more than we have to.
Like, we're on Instagram for a reason. Like, we're obviously bored.
Yeah, because for some reason we like took a break from TikTok.
Right.
I am having problems with Instagram. I just don't feel inspired by it. I mean, obviously, follow me. My page is amazing. But, like, I can't. I'm bored. I feel like
they've hit a wall.
Compared to TikTok, it's doing so well. And this is, like, making me even more nervous because as a creator, it's like you just feel like Instagram just has, like, a couple people being like, let's twist this around.
I know.
Next thing you know, and they're like, post reels. Reels aren't working.
No, like, the way that the chokehold Instagram executives have like on our bills being paid is so crazy. You're 100% right. And I feel like why people love TikTok is because TikTok is so like they back the creators. They pay creators, which is insane. Like the way YouTube does, the way Instagram should. So of course creators are flocking to TikTok. They pay creators. They make it so easy for creators to like be creative and make content and just have an easy experience on the app.
The algorithm is so good on TikTok where I swear everyone who follows me is just like me. And the stuff I'm seeing, like they're diagnosing me with IBS. Like they know, TikTok knows me more than me. Where Instagram, I feel like I'm walking into like kind of like a social influencer event that doesn't really want me there.
Yes, that's such a good analogy.
And
so
you're
true.
kind of like, well, that's cool, but like, do I even want to be here?
100%.
And I do think with social media, with everything, not to be LA, but if you feel bad about yourself after using it, stop.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we're naturally going to TikTok where it's stuff we want to see.
That's actually so fucking true. Like, I don't feel bad about myself. Like, I watched this woman yesterday right before bed. I've ended up on, like, I think, Korean TikTok, where she, like, has this big bowl of, like, soup, and there's, like, 15 hard-boiled eggs in there. Mm-hmm. She eats each egg in like one bite, and she just like with chopsticks, which is crazy to pick up a hard-boiled egg with chopsticks. Mm-hmm. She just takes each egg and like chews it, and she's like this tiny little woman. I'm like, how are you eating so many eggs? And it was really like probably the best video I've seen in a while.
I need to see that immediately.
Next time I find one, I'll send it to you.
Because I envision it just being like,
yeah, no, and it's like so satisfying. She doesn't even chew, you know? It's gorgeous.
I love that for her.
I know, and she's like eating so much, and she's still so tiny, which is like my dream,
but obviously. You see how that's like a beautiful and joyful moment?
I know.
And even besides what you're consuming on Instagram, the stress of being like, how do I make this photo dump like look interesting?
I know.
And so now we don't even post one, we have to post like 10.
I know.
And
what do you think about the new generation of like influencers, creators becoming famous on TikTok?
I think that it's a great launching pad, as everything is, as you and I know, veterans.
Old.
You decide what you want for your career long term. I think some TikTokers are popping off for like very specific things.
I know.
And some TikTokers, I think is funny, they don't plan to pop off, and they're like, shoot, I don't want to be making different iced coffee for the rest of my life. So some people, I think like Addison Rae, are going to be capable of doing a lot of things, and it just depends on kind of your vision.
You know, I like... Every time I run into like a TikToker who I meet, I'm like, I always feel like compelled to give them advice, which like I don't know if they want to hear.
Yeah.
But like, it just makes me nervous that like all these young kids, they're having so much success and they're quitting their jobs and they're getting brand deals. And I just don't, it makes me nervous when influencers are gonna, plan the rest of their life to live off of brand deals, because brand deals are great and they're wonderful. And there's a lot of money in there, but it's not stable income. And, you're really hot when you launch. And then as anything happens, as being on the internet, you have high moments, you have low moments, you're hot, you're cold, you're irrelevant. So it just makes me nervous when like, they're relying on all these brand deals. And I just like, every time I meet them, they're like, do you have any advice? I'm like, yes, like write a book, start a podcast, start a YouTube channel, start like a home base, something, go on tour, like do something that you can make money from steadily, that doesn't require a brand deal, because like it just makes me nervous.
And doesn't require that if God forbid TikTok was taken over by aliens, you can exist, because we have multiple sources of streams of income.
It sounds so lame, but it's so important.
And I do think it's cool that people are popping off, but it's also like find something that you're passionate about that you want to do for long term.
Yeah.
And I do think it's cool seeing how, but then some TikTokers, their fans are incredible and will show up to live shows.
And that's when you know that you've successfully transitioned from being like a content creator to being like a celebrity.
Yeah, and then there's some TikTokers who have millions of followers, but they don't have that like connection with their audience.
They launch merch and they sell 30 shirts.
Exactly.
That's why it's so important. Like me, I'm always talking about this, and I talk about it a lot in the book. Like you can have, I would rather have 100,000 like dead ass devoted followers than 2 million irrelevant people who like just like my content but like will never, you know, want to learn more about me, never want to listen to my podcast, watch a YouTube video. Like there's so much value at that on that front. It's about quality, not quantity.
For sure. And I do think my experience when starting reality TV was very like, you're going to be, you know, shown in a lot of different situations, and some people are going to like understand you and want to learn more about you, and some people won't, and that's totally fine. It's like in stand-up comedy, instead of trying to fight the one person with their hand like this, give it to your girlies.
Yep, I
give it to
agree
them
more.
And then grow from there. And I do think we're similar in a way where I think our followers are very similar to us and get us. And
and they're in similar stages of their life.
Exactly, and we're growing with them. So anyway, the TikTok, the scary thing is like some of these people are literally 16.
I know, and I feel like I just get nervous. So like if there's any up and coming TikTokers, like just take my advice. Like don't just like, it's all really hot right now, but that shit dies down so quickly. Like another app comes, and so make all the money that you can right now, but also plan for the future. Like if you really want to get into like the business of influencing, like start other revenue streams. Now I just want to switch gears because we are done with the stories, but there's one more thing before I let you go that I like kind of want to ask you about. One of like you have been through a reunion, and I just want to know like what's that like? Like how many hours is it?
Like 6 to 8. I mean, ours are not
Housewives are like
status.
15.
Like I do think Andy is like, your show's cute. Like Andy, I don't think he watched our show at all. He like saw a clip and he was like highlight reel. But it's fun to like get dressed up and stuff. And
where was it? In the city?
It was somewhere in the city. My first one was over Zoom,
that
which was so funny because Paige and I texted the entire time, and then like you think you can cut in and then you can't, and you're just like, and then
oh god,
because you know like timing is so important to say something,
and there's like a couple second audio lag, so like no one hears you.
The Zoom was wild, or someone would just be going on and like no one could cut them off because like they're in their moment, and then someone's like headphones are breaking, so it's hard to get the momentum.
It's so annoying.
My last reunion, I did not watch it, and I did black out, and I cried the whole time, so I did watch it, and I just want to let you know, I thought like you were treated really unfairly. Thank you.
Even
I love
though
you.
like I thought the editing was really bad for you, but you like also did yourself no favors. But then like, okay, it wasn't that serious. Like everyone was being so mean at the reunion. Like calm the fuck down. It's not that serious.
No, I know. I mean, I'm all about entertaining, stirring the pot, having fun, showing up, and I did not anticipate what was happening because you know,
it's not that serious.
And also like I'd been in the game for 4 years, and I like really did care about all those people.
Of course. And you're still friendly with a lot of them.
Yes.
Okay, good. Would you ever do reality TV again?
I think knowing how the sausage is made, it's a little hard, and I do think I bring more value being like purely myself and not a character. But who knows in the future, like when I might need money.
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, never count out the Countess.
No, but I mean like overall, like there could be fun situations. My favorite show is Pipples and Parolees.
What the fuck is that?
Oh my God. It's in Louisiana, and it's this lady who works with paroles, like people who are out of jail, and rescuing pit bulls. And they give the pit bulls to people, and they find matches, and these pit it's about like giving people a second chance, and like I want to be in an animal show.
Speaking of weird shit we watch, do you watch Mrs. Dutchie on TikTok?
No.
What? Okay, Mrs. Dutchie.
Wait, is she a dog?
No.
Oh.
She's a lady.
Okay, it sounds like one of those dogs who dresses up, but
no,
continue.
She's a lady who goes live on TikTok every single night for 3 hours, and she makes tumblers like out of resin.
Yes, I know who she is.
And like she's so cute, and like people order the tumblers, and she's on the phone with them like choosing the colors, and she's like, oh my God, this is gorgeous.
But they'll like change their minds if there's drama.
Yeah, there's like always drama. Like it's so exciting. She goes, and like I don't even follow her, but I know she comes up on my For You page every single night because she goes live from 8 to 11. And I just wanted to see if you were like a Miss Dutchie girl.
I am a Miss Dutchie girl. Okay. I didn't know her name. I just knew the energy she gave me.
It's actually Mrs. Dutchie.
Mrs. Dutchie. I apologize. But that is like a version of ASMR. And I love that you brought her up because she's older in her life.
She's having so much success.
A wise queen. And for people who see like TikTokers blowing up, buying 4 houses in LA, I like to think of people as popcorn. Actually, Mike Feeney, a comic, said this example that like we're all under the same temperature, but we pop at different times.
Oh, I love that.
And I do think that's important for people to know.
Yeah, because if you're not like hitting where you thought you'd hit at a certain age, like you're just not popping yet. It's fine.
And
Your
also,
pop is
like
coming.
when I was 16, I probably wasn't going to be putting my best foot forward out in the entertainment industry.
Right, so it's probably for the best that you didn't pop at 16.
Exactly. I didn't pop my pussy at 16.
Well, Hannah, it has been an absolute pleasure, a glory having you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm truly a fan, and this has been a career like check mark for me.
Yes. Where can people find tickets to your stand-up and all your content? So
I'm going to be in Denver and Austin. Go to hannahberner.com.
When are you going to Austin?
The 20th to the 23rd
of
April. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm going on Thursday.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
I love Austin. I love Austin. Tickets available at girljob.com/tour.
Yes.
Sorry.
And then follow me on TikTok. Now I'm paranoid about getting shadow banned, so definitely follow me at Being Burns, Instagram at Being Burns, and listen to Paige and I on Giggly Squad.
Yes, it's so cute.
And if you like mental health, comedy stuff, Burning in Hell, BERNA, whatever.
You such a good last name for like puns.
Yes.
I have like no puns.
And also we discovered we discovered your coffee shtick when you were in it, when we were like, this girl just hates coffee, but you were using it to just shit on every person's order, and it was amazing because we were like, how is she gonna gag in this?
I have to say, like, every time you talk about me on Giggly Squad, I do get a DM about it, and I listen to the entire episode, like,
you do? Okay.
Waiting for like my moment.
But that makes me happy because sometimes like you'll mention someone's name and everyone's like, they talk shit about you, but we literally were like, she's iconic.
No, so I get like messages all the time, like you were mentioned on X podcast, and like I try and gauge like from the person sending the message, like, is this a positive or a negative? Because with me, it really could go either way.
Yeah.
And I figured you guys were positive.
Because we're also online sleuths like you, where we were sending stuff to each other from you, and then we were like, well, we have to tell the girlies what's going on.
The girlies, thank you so much for being here. Come see Hannah out on tour. She's so funny. Listen to her podcast. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on TikTok. Also follow me on TikTok. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for listening to The Morning Toast. I hope you had a great week. Sorry about all the drama with the stomach flu. I am feeling better. Thank you so much, everyone who reached out. We're back next week with a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday episode. The schedule will be up on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. So come see me. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast five stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please fucking subscribe already, okay? And give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places. So whenever you listen to podcasts, find us Morning Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Toasters. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Oh my God.